Building your dream feels a lot like jumping off a cliff and trying to assemble a parachute on the way down, right? The life of an entrepreneur is a daily clash with chaos, uncertainty, and that constant, nagging voice of doubt. It's exhilarating, and it's terrifying. All that pressure, the unpredictable market, the competitor who just copied your best feature, the ad campaign that's completely bombing, it leads to burnout and bad decisions. You feel like you're losing control. You're no longer building your empire, you're just putting out fires. But what if you had a mental operating system? A battle-tested framework for not just surviving, but actually thriving in the chaos. The ancient Stoics, thinkers like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius and the philosopher Epictetus, were masters of this. They didn't just sit around pondering life's big questions, they built practical tools for high-stress environments. In this video, we'll break down the 7 Stoic principles that will become your operating system for turning failure into fuel and mastering the art of entrepreneurship. So, what exactly is Stoicism? It's a 2,000-year-old philosophy designed to make us more resilient and wise. It's not about becoming a robot with no emotions. It's about recognizing that while we can't control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. For an entrepreneur, that mindset isn't just a nice to have, it's a strategic advantage. Alright. The first and most foundational principle is what the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. It's simply separating what's in your power from what isn't. The spirit of Marcus Aurelius's teaching is this: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Think about it. As an entrepreneur, what can you really control? You can't control the algorithm, a VC's final decision, a global recession, or a bad review. Wasting your energy and anxiety on these things is like yelling at the ocean. It's pointless, and it will wear you out. So, what can you control? Your effort. The quality of your work. Your integrity. How you treat your team and your customers. The choice to learn from feedback instead of getting defensive. Your attitude literally determines your altitude. While your competitors are busy getting distracted by jealousy or market panic, you're focused. You're perfecting your pitch, delivering more value, and improving your process. This shift from worrying about externals to focusing on your own actions isn't passive. It's the ultimate source of your power. Here's your first implementation step. At the start of each day, take 60 seconds. Draw 2 columns on a page. In one, list what you're worried about that's outside your control. In the other, list 1 or 2 actions you can take today that are fully within your control. Now, pour all your energy into that second list. The second principle is a game changer. It's about completely reframing what failure means. The Stoics taught that the obstacle is the way. Every setback, every mistake, every failure isn't a dead end, it's a lesson in disguise. For an entrepreneur, your mistakes are just data points for your future success. Did your product launch flop? You didn't fail. You just paid for a masterclass in what your market doesn't want. A lost client gives you invaluable data for crafting a better pitch next time. A bug that crashed your site is the perfect opportunity to build a more bulletproof system. The Stoic approach is to handle these moments with a cool head, analyze what went wrong without the drama, and pull out the valuable insight. Wallowing in anger, blame, or self-pity is a massive waste of mental energy. The Stoic entrepreneur feels the sting of failure, but then immediately asks, okay, how can I use this? What is this teaching me? You keep the lesson and ditch the emotional baggage. By reframing every challenge as an opportunity, you build a mindset that actually thrives on adversity. Here's your second implementation step. Start a failure journal. Once a week, write down one thing that went wrong. But don't just complain about it. Document what you learned and one specific action you'll take because of it. Review this journal once a month. You'll start to see that your biggest setbacks are often the direct cause of your biggest breakthroughs. The entrepreneurial journey is a marathon of sprints, and it's full of moments that will make you want to quit. This third principle is all about building the mental toughness to just keep going. As we said in the intro, you're building the parachute on the way down. Chaos is a feature, not a bug. Resilience isn't optional. It's your core skill. The Stoics knew that true courage wasn't about a single heroic act, it's about endurance. It's the ability to push through setbacks by focusing on what you control, your effort and your attitude, instead of the chaos around you. When things get tough, the untrained mind looks for an escape route. The Stoic trained mind looks for a path forward. There's a powerful concept for this, amor fati, or a love of one's fate. It doesn't mean being a doormat. It means accepting everything that happens, good and bad, as necessary. You don't just tolerate your challenges, you embrace them, knowing that every event is a chance to practice virtue, get stronger, and learn something new. For your third implementation step, try negative visualization. This is the classic Stoic exercise. Spend a few minutes each morning thinking about what could go wrong. Imagine your biggest client leaves, your website crashes, or a key employee quits. The point isn't to be a pessimist, it's to build psychological armor. By mentally preparing for the worst, you strip away the fear and anxiety, allowing you to respond calmly and rationally when adversity actually strikes. If this is making sense to you and you're ready to build a more resilient mindset, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this is valuable and helps us reach more entrepreneurs like you. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next 4 principles. The fourth principle is about being like water. In a storm, a rigid tree snaps, but a flexible reed bends and survives. In business, rigidity kills. Markets shift, technologies emerge, and customers change their minds. An entrepreneur who is stubbornly glued to their original plan is already on the road to failure. Stoicism teaches that challenges aren't just things to be endured, they're signposts. When you hit a wall, the world is telling you to find a new path. This requires incredible adaptability. Instead of panicking when a new competitor appears, the Stoic entrepreneur pauses, reflects, and pivots without letting fear call the shots. This adaptability comes directly from focusing on what you can control. You can't control that a new competitor just launched, but you can control how you adapt your marketing, innovate your product, or double down on amazing customer service. It's about being willing to change course based on new information. Your fourth implementation step is to ask yourself one question every Friday. What's one core assumption I have about my business that I could test next week? Maybe it's an assumption about your ideal customer, your pricing, or a marketing channel. This single question keeps you from getting stiff and ensures you're always evolving. The fifth principle is simple: get off autopilot. As Socrates famously said, an unexamined life is not worth living. Well, for an entrepreneur, an unexamined business isn't worth running. Daily self-reflection is the engine of continuous improvement. It gives you the clarity to make sharp decisions and stops you from repeating the same dumb mistakes. The Stoic philosopher Seneca made it a habit to review his day every single evening. He'd ask himself, What bad habit did I fight today? What fault did I resist? How am I better? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about honest self-awareness. For an entrepreneur, this might sound like, what decision did I make out of ego today? Where was my time best spent? What important conversation did I avoid? This practice shifts you from being a reactive task manager to a conscious, strategic leader. It also helps you manage your own stress and sets a powerful example for your entire team. Here's your 5th implementation step. Start a 10-minute evening journal. Before you shut down for the day, answer 3 questions. 1. What went well today and why? 2. What went poorly, and what's the lesson? 3. What is the single most important thing I must accomplish tomorrow? This little ritual will compound your wisdom faster than any business course. The 6th principle is a crucial reminder. Profit alone is a pretty weak motivator. Success without a strong sense of purpose is the fast track to burnout. The Stoics emphasized living with virtue, acting with integrity, justice, and fairness. As Marcus Aurelius put it, justice is the source of all the other virtues. This means building a business that actually aligns with your values. It's about creating something that solves a real problem you care about. It's about treating your employees and customers with respect, even when it costs you. Leaders who live by these values earn a level of trust and loyalty that money can't buy. When your why is bigger than your bank account, you have a much deeper well of energy to draw from when things get tough. You're driven by a passion for the work itself, not just the paycheck. This is how you build a business that lasts for decades, not just quarters. In the end, your character is your brand. Your 6th implementation step is to write a personal or company mantra that defines your purpose. Keep it short and powerful, like, create value through discipline, or, build tools that empower creators. Read it every day. This mantra becomes your North Star, guiding you when you face a choice between the easy path and the right one. And the final principle is a call to action: get uncomfortable. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. The Stoic path is one of actively seeking out voluntary discomfort to build resilience and expand your limits. It's about stretching yourself every single day. This means tackling the task that feels just a little bit beyond your current skill level. It means making that cold call you've been dreading. It means reading the advanced book on a topic you don't fully get yet. While everyone else is seeking safety, the Stoic entrepreneur runs towards the challenge, knowing that's where the real growth happens. This principle is about celebrating the effort, not just the outcome. You can't always control whether you win the contract, but you can always control whether you put in the work to deliver an amazing proposal. By constantly putting yourself in situations that test you, you are always leveling up your skills and your mindset. Your 7th and final implementation step is to set one stretch goal every week. This should be a task that makes you slightly uncomfortable or forces you to learn something new. Maybe it's reaching out to a potential mentor, learning a new piece of software, or taking on a project that scares you a little. By making discomfort a regular practice, you build the mental muscle required to handle anything. So there you have it, the 7 principles of the Stoic operating system. 1. Focus on what you control. 2. See setbacks as opportunities. 3. Build resilience. 4. Be adaptable. 5. Reflect daily. 6. Lead with purpose. And 7. Always seek a challenge. These aren't just dusty philosophical ideas. They are a practical framework for leadership in a crazy world. They give you a system for staying calm under pressure, making smart decisions, and building a business, and a life, of real meaning. This is how you turn the pressure of entrepreneurship into your greatest weapon. If this video gave you a new tool for your mental toolkit, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We explore the practical wisdom you need to build not just a successful business, but a meaningful life. Now, let me know in the comments, which of these 7 principles are you going to implement first?